What's up all my Ewoks, it's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and today I'm going to be doing a breakdown of the Marvel trailers that came out during the Super Bowl. Now, yeah, I feel like I'm the only person that lives under a rock that didn't watch the Super Bowl, that hasn't seen any of the commercials yet, or the halftime show. So this is all going to be, my reaction and then me breaking down it. So without further ado, let's get straight into the trailers. Okay, everyone, so I have this clip pulled up. It's supposed to be the Wanda Vision official trailer. So let's check this out. And I know this trailer obviously is only 42 seconds because of how the... Oh, shit. Alright everyone, I have this pulled up, so let's check out this WandaVision trailer. My internet's been kind of weird, and so sometimes videos aren't loading. It's loaded enough to where I think when I start it, it might be able to play through, so fingers crossed. But I know this is a short video, it's only 42 seconds, because Super Bowl commercials are super expensive. So let's check this out, and then I'll do, okay cool, it loaded. I'll go back through and do kind of like a recap of things that I see, because from what I told, it's really fast, and I'm assuming since 42 seconds that people weren't kidding about that. So let's check this out. Cat. Alright, so we got Falcon is Cat. Oh, let's go. Oh, dang it.
Wanda, welcome home.
Oh.
Vision residents.
Huh? Ooh!
I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
Ah! Ah, I love Loki. Okay, so let's see. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's go playback speed. Let's go shorter. And then, okay, it's a little too slow. Let's turn the music, or the volume down a little bit. So this part we don't really need to see too much, I don't think. Oh god, that sounds so bad. I like that it turned blue. So is that like the next phase? Phase 4 is going to be the Marvel logo's all blue.
Wanda, welcome home.
Okay, so that's the part I really wanted to look at. Okay, so we get to see all the different. So you got the typical like Mr. Rogers. Oh my goodness, she actually looks really pretty like that. I feel like Elizabeth Olsen just looks great no matter what. This is the thing that people are losing their minds over, is her in the Scarlet Witch costume. So I feel like there's gonna be some like breaks in reality or something, but the house looks like it's the same. So I don't know, but I don't know if you guys are too familiar with the comics. Obviously, I've been seeing a lot of people posting, because this is, I saw all over the internet after the trailer dropped, was this picture of her in the more typical Scarlet Witch costume, and then people were comparing it to, professional cosplayers that have better costumes, and I'm like, this looks like she's having it's a Halloween costume or something, not that, it's a professional, she's gonna go fight in the Avengers in this costume. So for people giving it a hard time, I'm like, it's very obvious. Like, look, this is like the cheapest little thing you can get. It's obvious that she's not actually going and doing superhero stuff in this costume. So people giving it shit, I was like, man, that's probably when Vision's dead. So it's like, oh, that was too much. Let's go back. Oh, okay. All right, let's see. Where's the other one where she's got... So this one, she's pregnant. So in the comics, they kind of touch on the fact that, you know, Wanda and Vision want to have children, but there's the problem that he is like an android type thing created from the stone. So there's a little complication. I know, you know, everyone can just jump on the internet and Google what happens. I know what happens. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. For those of you that don't want spoilers, that want to watch this and be surprised, but this isn't something, and I think I saw a couple people on Twitter going, why would she be pregnant, and, you know, like what's going on, and it is in the comics, so I understand that. Again, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but she looks so happy. Oh, now she's so sad, and then now she looks crazy. It's like, and I know, like, people said Wanda Vision, and that they were kind of like kind of teasing that it's going to be like about a TV show. I'm not entirely sure, but it seems more like it's going through different parts of history and parts of time, and especially when you have like the whole like black and white, it looks like the 1950s type of thing, and then to now it looks like they're just moving forward in time, and you can look at all these things on you know, the refrigerator. It looks like, you know, a kid made this, and it's got a bee, and then you got like these little refrigerator magnets that, you know, something a child made that's, you know, what are those called? The little pipe cleaner things. So it makes me think that maybe this is like the future, or they're just going, or the future after, you know, the pregnancy and what happens after. But also at the same time, it could be these are all the different ways that their life could have gone through, like, alternate realities. And maybe they're going to explore some of Wanda's powers that way. I don't know, though. I don't know. I don't see the future. Aww. Aww. Mwah. That's one thing I got really pissed off about in Endgame, is the fact, oh look, she's so cute pregnant, the fact that, like, okay, everyone got brought back to life but Vision, and I'm like, ugh, you couldn't have just taken, like, the time stone and gone back in time and saved him. You saved everyone else, but you didn't save Vision. It pissed me off. And they don't even talk about him. They're at Tony Stark's funeral and nobody talks about how Vision isn't there anymore. Everyone else got to come back, but Vision, all right, no problem. Like, no, nobody cares except for Wanda. You know, Wanda, who almost took down freaking Thanos by herself. She did that because of her love for Vision, the fact that he killed the man that she loved, and then, you know, she had to kill Vision. Thanos did it and undid everything, and then he killed both of them, and it was like, oh my god, he died twice, and then everyone else gets brought back to life after, you know, the whole snap thing, and Vision isn't back. It's like, come on. I think that'd be something that she'd be upset about. So I think, I'm not 100% sure. My mind is wanting to say that it is before Endgame, but I'm not entirely sure. So, or maybe, you know, maybe this is Wanda living out the alternate realities that could have been, you know, with her magic. But we'll see. Well, yeah, she looks cute pregnant, and this whole like little thing, it's so cute. So and see, this is really what makes me think that it's something that she's creating in her mind to deal with Vision's loss. Like, maybe she's going through therapy and they're telling her, because that's kind of what this looks like. It looks like a therapy setup type of, you know, just get rid of some of the backgrounds, like with the door and whatnot, like, and maybe get a different chair, but have the therapist sitting here and Wanda on the couch, and her trying to, you know, redo or like picture, get things out of her system in a way, as in a therapeutic way. So that's what this kind of reminds me of, especially with how upset she is here. So I don't know, but that's what I'm kind of feeling just from this. And then this is the whole Disney universe is expanding. Captain America, but it's with Falcon as Captain America. And they got the new symbol here. So that's interesting. Oh my goodness. I haven't been in a football stadium like this in years. I was just thinking about that with the Super Bowl, which I think is probably why they added this in for the Super Bowl. But I was thinking, I haven't been to a football stadium in years. Years and years ago I went, but not recently. It's been a hot minute. Oh dang it, I wanted to get that. Come on, go back. Oh no, is it a little head? Alright, I'm Boomer. Oh, god damn it. This is the problem. Okay, there. There we go. There we go. I'm actually really interested to see how these two work together. I was in the camp that I really wanted Sebastian Stan, to be the next Captain America, because him and, Bucky and Cap's relationship is really what did it for me. So I love movies and stories and, books, anything that has to do with, friendship and the dynamic of friendship and how, two people that, yes, you're not blood related. Sometimes you can be, but just the things that people will do for each other, especially if you're a friend. And I love seeing that kind of stuff. And that's really what got it for me when, Endgame was coming out and, everything building up to that, all the Captain Marvel drama. And I was just like, the thing that, resonates with people is when, yes, you can connect to a character. Obviously, none of us are superheroes, but if you just break it down to, get rid of all the superpowers, what is the story about? Captain America, Cap, he's always there for Bucky. Even before Cap became Captain America, he had this friendship with Bucky. Bucky was the friend that was going off and fighting the war, and that's all Cap wanted to do. Cap wanted to have the same opportunities that his friend did. And so Cap went to the most extremes and had his, had things injected into his body. He was a science experiment. So that way he could have the opportunity to go and fight for his country and fight, for his family and for his friends, but beside his friends. And then we all know what happened to Bucky. And, nobody wanted to help Bucky. Nobody wanted to, believe that there was still good in him. And Cap was like, no, I'm willing to go against everyone that's helped me. I'm willing to go against the government, SHIELD, everything, because I'm not going to abandon my friend, and I'm going to prove to everyone that they are wrong, and that yes, while Bucky has done bad things, terrible things as the Winter Soldier, it wasn't him. I know he's a good person deep down inside. And so it's such a beautiful friendship, the fact that Cap will never give up on him. And like, it's stuff like that that really brings me in, and it gets me attached to these characters. And if it wasn't for the friendships within Marvel, I personally, I would have a harder time connecting with it, and it wouldn't be something that would resonate with me as much. But because they had those friendships, I think that's why so many people connect with it, because it's looking at it, it's like, wow, Cap is an amazing friend. Even Bucky, all the stuff that's happening, he still cares about Cap. He still cares about their friendship. And even though he's doing bad stuff, he knows that he's doing bad things, but he's the stuff is messed up in his mind, and they still have that, and it's harder for him to punch him, it's harder for him to hurt him, and it's harder for him to want to kill him in certain aspects, especially the Winter Soldier movie. And then you bring in Iron Man, and this was my really big thing. I'm like, you look at the evolution of all of these characters from the beginning. Iron Man, first hero introduced in the MCU, and then we see what his dynamic with Cap and with Thor, and the friendships that are formed. And even when we have Civil War, and you have that where it's like, I respect you, I'm friends with you, but I cannot agree with you on this. And yes, they fight, and it breaks your heart to see everything that's happening. And then when you go into Infinity War, and they they haven't talked in years, but they come back, and it's like, we don't agree. And sometimes this happens in friendships. You don't agree, and you have to go your separate ways. And it's like, all right, bro, it's like, no homo, I love you, but I can't do this right now with you. We're gonna end up killing each other, and I don't want to kill you because you're my friend. You go your separate ways, and you come back for each other at the end. You'll always be there for them, no matter how bad the argument gets, no matter how much you hate them in the moment. You'll always come back and defend them because you're their friend. And that was something that was so beautiful, and that was something, it'll resonate with so many people. The fact that Cap, Iron Man, even Cap and Bucky, it's something that'll stand the test of time. And that's, I think, that one of the beautiful things about Marvel is that it showed the evolution of these men, and in their lives, the things that they're going through in this fantastical universe where yes, they're superheroes, they're superpowers, they're super villains, and how they can still have those real world connections like friendships. So the fact that Cap was friends with Falcon and with Bucky separately, and yeah, they were at odds because Falcon helped Cap in his missions, and Bucky was kind of, he's dealing with that, all the trauma of what happened to him, and all, he has to live with the rest of life of the stuff that he did. And so, but the thing about them is there was always that middleman, which was Cap. So what happens when that middleman isn't there? And, you know, just look at this. Like, he doesn't look happy. He definitely doesn't look happy. But there's going to be that tension. But then there's also they have that mutual respect, because Falcon knew how much Cap cared about Bucky. Just as much as, you know, Bucky knows that, you know, this is obviously he's known, you know, Cap since, you know, back when they were younger, because, you know, obviously they're older even though they don't look it, but he's known Cap, and so when he knows, you know, Cap, he knows that somebody that Cap would consider a friend, you know, is somebody that's worthy of his respect and his, you know, his notice as well. So the fact that they're both trying to work together and they have that mutual thing, but now that padding, that, you know, that little bit that bonded them together is gone now, and so the only thing that they have to work together with on that is the memory of him. But I'm interested to see how that dynamic works, especially since Cap passed on the torch to Falcon instead of Bucky. Is there going to be resentment there? I wouldn't think necessarily so, but they might try to play that up, and I'm interested to see, you know, just the conflict between both of them, and, you know, if either of them end up, like, blaming each other for, you know, oh, well, I didn't see him doing that, you know, yeah, he did what he did, and, you know, so that way he could be with his love again, but, you know, I feel like there's going to be tension just from this, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But then let's move on to oh, god dang it, not again. Sorry about that. I clicked something and then it exited out of everything. So I brought it back, but okay, so let's talk about this. Loki. So I think what I heard about this one is that this is the alternate reality, because remember when in Endgame when they went back in time, and how, like, with the time stone, and how, you know, when getting all of the Infinity Stones, and how it broke off into different paths of reality, and then something was supposed to happen to fix it. I'm one of those people that really broke the movie for me, because I was just like, okay, you've had two scenes to explain this to me, and both of them you didn't do it well enough for me to, you know, clearly understand it, to have, like, a cohesive understanding of how this works. But from what I heard is that this is supposed to be where, because he got it and he left from that one. I don't want to spoil Endgame, because I feel like some people might have not seen it, and, you know, might get mad if I spoil this. But I mean, it's been out for a while. But something happened in Endgame where Loki got a thing and then disappeared, and so people were saying because he did that in that parallel timeline, that's what this is. I'm not 100% sure. I'm, you know, 90% positive that that's what it is. With the thing. But, yeah, so I'm excited to see this. I love Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I think it was one of those, and this is a really big thing with Marvel. Aside from a few characters, they are pretty good on casting. And this, oh, I'm so excited for. So I honestly think I'm the most excited for Loki out of all of the Disney Plus Marvel series. But, Tom Hiddleston is just a fantastic actor, and he brings so much to the role. It's one of those things where he was just born to play this character, and he embodies him so well. So, and I'm excited to see a show from a villain's point of view. And now, I feel like Loki, yes, he's a villain, and this is a thing that I think Marvel does really well, is that even though they have a villain-type character, the villain has a purpose. The villain has a goal. In the first Thor movie, what was Loki's goal? He wanted to have that love and acceptance from his father, and he was jealous of his brother. He felt like he was smarter than his brother, and his brother gets all the glory, and he doesn't. And then, you know, there's also the traumatic, event of him learning about his past, that he was, adopted. And him, and and also this happens between siblings, is sometimes it is very clear that parents have a favorite. It was very clear in the movies that the father, Odin's favorite was Thor, and that the mother's favorite was more so Loki. But I think the mom was a little bit, maybe I shouldn't say favorite, she just had a special relationship with Loki, and she had a special relationship with Thor, but it was very different. And that happens where you can have, I think everyone that has, kids knows, you have a relationship with one child that it might seem like you connect more with them in certain areas, and then you have another child that you connect with them in different ways, and it's how from an outsider looking in, it's just how you perceive it. I personally felt like Loki obviously had a better connection with his mother. I think everyone watching movies can say that. And that Thor had, even though Odin was a little bit more standoffish, Thor had a connection with his father. And also I think that was because Thor was the one that was going to rule, and Odin knew that. But I'm really excited to see a show and a storyline from the point of view of the villain character. That's going to be a very fun, interesting dynamic. And I always say this, a hero is only as strong as their villain. And when you have a villain as devious as Loki, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like, he's in like a prison right now. It's going to be fun to see him break out of it, and him just, to trick people. And that's what Loki, he's the god of mischief. It's going to be fun seeing a show of him just, causing havoc. I think kids especially, because they want to always say, it's for kids. Kids are going to love that. Children love pranks. And watching the god of pranks, the trickster himself, the embodiment of that, it's gonna be fun. So I'm excited out of all of these. I know I did my whole spiel on all of them, but it's gonna be exciting to see Loki. That's the one I'm most looking forward to. So anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of these commercials in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay too. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click that little bell, that way you get notifications when I do other videos and live streams. And until next time, everyone, have a great rest of your day, and may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Now I can finally do the snap, and it makes sense. What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and I have an Etsy store, so if you've ever wanted to own a print of my artwork, this is the place to go. As you can see, I have a lot of recognizable characters, from horror films to heroes to Star Wars characters. Some of the notable characters I have on here are Darth Vader, which I did a couple live streams painting, so you can own a print of this painting. I also have Luke Skywalker, the Binary Sunset version, one of my favorite scenes in the original New Hope movie. I have Darth Maul, which Ray Parks himself actually complimented me on Instagram. And then last but certainly not least, Ahsoka Tano. So if you want to own any of these prints, go right on over to my Etsy store. Again, that's The Art of Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. What's up, everyone? I have a P.O. box, so if you want to send me some mail, go ahead and send it to Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short, at P.O. Box number 28171, Santa Ana, California, 927998171. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.